In a world where hinges squeak and joints creak, where moving parts just don't move, there exists a savior, condensed and ready to get the world moving again. Yeah, it's WD-40. You know it, I know it. It really needs no introduction. Hashtag not sponsored. It stops those hinges squeaking. It's a must for Rust. It fixes my Dreamcast when it doesn't want to read discs and I want to play Sonic Shuffle. It's a good game, don't at me. Given the ubiquity of this multi-use marvel, it is probably not surprising that it escaped beyond the confines of its can, through the nozzle of media, to the realm of video games. Yes, there is a WD-40 game, and yes, it certainly qualifies for the weird world of licensed games. Hashtag not sponsored. So we have to wonder, what is the thought process that gets a degreaser, deruster, lubricant, hybrid, whatever into the form of a video game? First, we have to start with the official WD-40 fan club. Yes, there is also a fan club. Look at their website from the year 2000. This is what it was all about on the internet. Websites dedicated to your niche interests and connecting with others to know that you were not alone in them. So anyway, in 2001, by signing up for the WD-40 fan club, you could get exciting benefits like WD-40 screensavers, wallpapers, and yes, access to the WD-40 video game. This was actually made by a video game company, JV Games. Their games are mostly small-scale sports games. The only other games that stand out from them are Backtrack and the Game Boy Advance port of 007 Nightfire of all things. These are both first-person shooter games, and keeping with this, the WD-40 game is too. I mean, if you think of the WD-40 can as a gun that shoots lubricant, let's just boot this game up, okay? Alright, I can't get this to run on Windows 98. There's obviously no way it can handle all 2,000 uses of WD-40, according to the WD-40 fan club. It works fine on Windows XP. Actually, it works on Windows 10 too. It truly is future-proof. The game itself is fairly simple. In each level, there are a number of objects that require the soothing spray of your trusty WD-40 to make them function optimally again. One of these objects will require your attention at a time, and you'll have a few seconds to find and spray it, at which point another object will want some attention, and the countdown will begin again. In order to progress, you'll have to spray a certain percentage of objects within the time allowed. There are 3 levels per each of the 3 locations of garden, garage and factory, making for a total of 9 levels. As you progress through the game, the amount of objects you have to spray increases, and the time you get to do it decreases, and it gets quite tough. Well, it did for me. I don't play shooter games with a mouse. The trick to getting good at the game is the sounds. When an object requires lubrication, it makes a distinct noise that will allow you to recognize your target. In the garden level, you can listen out for the squeaking of the barbecue, or the tearing of a window sticker, and a possessed lawnmower gets added to the list as you progress through the levels. In the garage, you have issues stemming from a door, chewing gum on the doormat, a dirty shovel, and a car jack. Yes, WD-40 will fix all of these things. There's also the garage doors that you can spray that have the same sound, but they are next to each other, so it's not too much of a problem. Moving on to the factories where things get really tough. You have a number of machines that make similar noises, such as the wood cutting machines, the oil spill which doesn't make much sound, and 2 doors with identical sounds that are spaced apart, just to really mess with you. On top of that, the time you get for each object is reduced to 3 seconds, and the pass rate increases from 90, 93, and finally 96%, which leaves very little room for error. Worse still, if you fail a level, you'll have to go all the way back to the beginning, which is annoying in itself, but also means it's difficult to learn the later levels to be able to complete them. Okay, one last push and... done it! A total of 475 objects to spray and fix, and the world is moving again, free of rust, grease, and squeaks. This is a functional game, but there's really not a lot to it. You get the experience of spraying things with WD-40, I suppose, And there's a learning curve with recognizing the sounds and layouts, but the fact that you get sent back to the start upon failing a single level is a bit cruel, and gives you no real opportunity to learn the later levels, unless you really want to go through this again and again, spraying things over and over. Hang on, doesn't the fact that you have to keep spraying these things repeatedly mean that the WD-40 doesn't actually work very well? Don't think about it too much. Anyway, that's it for another episode of the weird world of licensed games, so join me next time where I'll probably have to look at a video game based on something that a video game shouldn't be based on. Again. Oh, and for those wondering, I said WD-40 14 times in this video. Hashtag not sponsored.